everybody! My name is Maya and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be taking my kayak out to a pond and I'm going to be doing some jigging for bass and bluegill. I'm actually really excited for this video because I'm going to be using homemade panfish/bass jigs that I actually created myself, and this is the first time that I'm going to be using these, so I'm hoping to catch some fish on them today. So I'm going to get some stuff loaded into my kayak so that I can start bringing it down to the water and then get a line in the water and hopefully hook into some fish today. I'm really excited for this trip and I hope you guys are too, so without further ado, let's get the kayak loaded and get down to the water. Alright, so according to the fish finder, we are sitting in 8.3 to 8.4 feet of water, and it looks like there's a bunch of fish around the 4-foot mark. So I mentioned earlier I'm using homemade jigs today, so this is one of the jigs I'm using. It's just a little black jig, and I think this is a 1/16 ounce jig head. It could be 1/32. I'm not completely sure on that, but all I'm going to be doing basically is just dropping it straight down and moving around to a couple different spots today, I think, and just watching the fish finder, and when I see some bluegill schooling or other fish kind of schooling up towards the bottom, I'm gonna be stopping and taking a couple drops down and just kind of jigging this slowly off the bottom and seeing if anything will pick it up. Oh, someone just hit it. Something's down there nibbling at it. Oh, there's a little bass right here, look. I got him. Aw, it's a baby bass. Wow, that is tiny, a tiny fish. Little tiny baby bass. Look at how cute he is. We'll send him back. See you later, little guy. I have to paddle very gently because I'm on top of a bunch of bluegill nests and I don't want to stir up all the dirt and ruin them. Wow, it's actually really shallow here. It's only like a foot deep here. Definitely need to find some deeper water. Oh. There we go, I got something. Oh, it's a bass. Actually, it's a pretty good sized one. Whoa! Don't jump, don't jump. Oh no, he's stuck. He got stuck on this big thing of weeds. Oh my gosh, what a disaster. Check out that bass. He came right out from under the weeds over here, and he ate that homemade jig, put up a great fight, but I don't want to keep him out of the water too long because I already had him out for quite a bit trying to get him untangled from this big mess that got stuck on my line trying to bring him in. So I just let him go. I'll see you later, buddy. Thank you for biting. Alright, so I am back at this pond, but I'm going to be fishing from shore with this little homemade jig because it got very, very hot out on the kayak and the fishing really slowed down, so I decided to come out a little bit later from shore and just cast around with this and see if anything is willing to pick it up. Oh. Darn it. Alright, so I'm going to use this as an opportunity. I just got snagged on a branch and ended up breaking off, but I'm going to tie on the same jig that I had on before. Well, not the same one, but same style one, that little black jig, but the only difference is on this one I have a little green with, I guess, red and yellow fluke tail on the end of it. So I'm going to give this a try and see if it makes any difference in what these fish want to eat, because so far the jigs have not been working that great. We caught 2 little bass on them out of the kayak, and I mean, other than that, really haven't been having a ton of luck. I see fish swimming around on the shore. Actually, my sister's fishing down there too, and she's just using little plastic baits, and she's not having much luck either, so it's not just me. The fish are not really biting very well today, so that's okay though. We're gonna stick it out for a little while longer. My line keeps getting twisted. I have to re-spool this because I haven't used this line in forever, and it has all kinds of memory just from being wrapped around the spool. So I gotta re-spool this eventually. So I'm having a lot of issues casting, but it's okay. These things happen. I kind of want to get in there, but that is very overgrown. I don't want to get poison ivy. And I don't have boots on, but that's okay. We're gonna risk it. If we can catch a fish, it'll be worth it. And I already see one swimming in there, so I'm just gonna flick it out there. See if anything will come and take this. Oh, I just had one. I must be right near a blackbird nest because they're flipping out over here. Oh, I got one. Oh, it's a little bluegill. Little bluegill, aw. He's so pretty. He ate that jig with the little fluke tail on it. Little guy. See you later. Thank you for biting. Now I gotta fix this because I got it all screwed up. But that's exciting. First catch from shore on the homemade jig. Oh, there's one. Another little bluegill on this jig. This one is not as colorful as last one. Uh-oh, self-release. There he goes. We'll see you later, buddy. There we go. These little bluegill fight hard. I have my drag set pretty low just because the fish in this pond are not huge, so I don't really need it to be set super high, but it definitely adds to the fun of the fight. And there is another little bluegill on that jig. We'll see you later, buddy. Thanks for biting. So already this jig seems to be working much better from shore than it did from the kayak, and also the jig with the little fluke tail on the end of it seems to be more along the lines of what these fish are looking for instead of just the regular jig with nothing attached to it. So I'm gonna stick with this for a little while. Actually, this seems like a pretty good spot here. Only problem is I'm standing on very little ground. I am just right next to the water's edge because there are all reeds behind me, but that's okay. Hopefully my balance prevails here and I don't fall in. All right, we're gonna move out of this spot. It was really good in the beginning, but it has definitely started to slow down. So I'm gonna see if I can move down this way, find some new water, and hopefully find some new fish. But that spot was really good in the beginning. Into the reeds once again. These bluegill, I think, are sitting on nests, which is interesting because I feel like most of the bluegill in this pond have spawned already, but it looks like there were more sitting on nests when we were back there too. So maybe they all have different spawning times, I don't know. Oh, I got one. Looks like a little bluegill. Another little bluegill on this jig. The bluegill seem to really like the jig with that little fluke on it a lot better than the one without it. See you later, buddy. Thank you for biting. I've caught a ton of bluegill on this one, but I didn't catch any bluegill on the jig without the fluke, which I was actually really surprised about because that one has a lower profile, so I was thinking that for bluegill that might actually be more attractive because it's smaller, easier for them to eat, but that was not the case today. All right, last cast right here. Cast it out there. We'll bring this one in, and then if we don't catch anything, we're gonna call it a day. All right, nothing picked it up, so it's time to call it a day. I said last cast about 5 times, but that has to be the actual last cast because it is getting way too hot out here. Alright, so I'm gonna wrap this video up right there. I had a great time fishing today. I am so glad that I was able to get out on my kayak and fish for a little while and also be able to fish from shore with these homemade jigs. I made these jigs with both bluegill and bass in mind, and I ended up catching both bluegill and bass on them, so that's super exciting. So like I said earlier, I'm really glad that I was able to get out on the water for a little while and spend some time in nature and catch some fish at the same time and film it all and share it with you guys. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching this video because I had a really fun time making it. Thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next video.